Alright, hello. I often see people in my Twitch chat not understanding what this whole thing is, so in this video I'm gonna attempt to explain what it is, how it works, and what the point of it is. So first things first, you can pick up rampages within replays. So I saved a replay over the location of the sniper rifle rampage, and if I play it using F3, standing over the location, and I've just started the sniper rifle rampage, and I can, I can do it. Um, so yeah, replays are bugged in this game. You can pick some stuff up through them, uh, and yeah. Now the next thing to note is that using this ability, you can start missions and rampages at the same time. Since if you trigger a rampage and you start a mission before the rampage actually starts, then the rampage will start like while the mission is happening. So if I get on this bike and I time the F3 press correctly, then I should start both of them, both Trial by Dirt and the rampage. So okay, well that didn't work. That worked. Okay. So as you can see, I'm on Trial by Dirt and the rampage at the same time. Now what happens if the rampage timer runs out? Let's wait and find out. Alright. So the rampage failed, and I'm still on the mission. Very interesting. So now that the game thinks that I'm not actually currently on a mission. It thinks I'm on this mission, but it's going to allow me to start other missions because, usually when you fail a mission, then you can start missions again, because the game doesn't think you can start multiple missions at once. So I can get off this dirt bike, right? I have a 15-second timer until I fail the mission, but if I get back on this bike here, the mission starts again. And this checkpoint's a bit thicker than the last time. So what I just did was I duped the mission. I duped Trial by Dirt. So there's two instances of Trial by Dirt running at the moment. Now there's another interesting quirk about rampages. I'm gonna load the save right here. And that is that if you play a replay that's over 2 minutes in the future ahead of your in-game time, then the rampage thinks that you failed it because of the 2-minute timer. I guess it just thinks that you were like ahead of the rampage fail time for a second there, like during the replay, and then it just fails it in the actual game. And what you can do with that is keep starting a rampage and failing it over and over again. And there's one particular place where that might be useful, and that's starting Trial by Dirt over and over again with a rampage. So you continually do what you just saw earlier, except in a faster way. You just continually start it with a rampage, fail the rampage, and start the mission with the rampage again. So I'm just going to demonstrate here, right? I'm just going to wait here. Alright, now looking at the in-game clock here, over 2 minutes has passed since I loaded my save. So I'm going to save a replay over this rampage here. And load the save. The same save. So according to this save, the replay is from the future. So I play the replay. I can trigger the rampage, right? But if I play it again, it's in Japanese, but it says rampage failed. Oh, here's another cool side effect. I now have a large quantity of minigun ammo, so much that you can't even see the ammo count. So yeah, that's the thing that happens. So that's why during runs you see a waiting period. So you make a save, you wait 5-6 minutes or some, and then save the replay, and then you also like save at the boatyard during that. That's for loading later to make another replay. But yeah, there's a sufficient waiting time so that you can do like enough dupes of Trial by Dirt to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish. Also, the reason we save the replay over specifically the sniper rifle rampage is because it's usually a not very convenient spot for you to be flying a helicopter during a 100% run. There are other spots that you could do it, but this is probably the best rampage to use here because you're waiting anyway. So it makes sense to go for the most out of the way one out of the bunch. So here's the process of duping Trial by Dirt rapidly, right? So let's start off with just the rampage. If I press F3 now, the rampage will cancel and Trial by Dirt will start. But I don't want Trial by Dirt to start without the rampage starting again. So I don't want to press only F3. However, if I press F3 and then I can press F1. F1 plays like the most recent gameplay events, so this is just my F1 replay. This is what I've just done, which is just sit here. But I can cancel F3 replays with F1. So I press F3 to cancel the rampage, and then rapidly press F1, F3 to start the rampage again. So I cancel and then restart the replay like almost immediately. Then if you do it quickly enough, then there's enough of a window that like you trigger the rampage and the mission, and not just the mission. So that's why the key presses are like that. And it's also considered safe to make a longer replay, so it doesn't cancel when you don't expect it, kind of. So that is followed up with an F1 to cancel the long replay. So if I press... So yeah, just duplicated Trial by Dirt. F3 to cancel, F1, F3 to restart, F1 to cancel replay. F3, cancel rampage, F1, F3, restart rampage, F1, cancel replay. That's all there is to it. Now, there's another thing to mention about this whole duping thing, and that is stuff about script order. So when you start the game, there's a certain script order, and that's referred to as the good order because it makes it super easy to dupe Trial by Dirt just by like pressing F3 and F1 in a certain pattern. But if you save and load, then the script order flips, and then that's called a bad order because it makes it so that it makes it prone to failure. This Trial by Dirt duping strat. So we're on the lookout for the script order here, and you can check that quite easily. If you get a phone call, as soon as you exit a vehicle that has a text box, usually when you enter it on the top left, like this one, it's a Vigilante vehicle. So when you enter it, it says you can press so and so to trigger the Vigilante submission. When I get out, if it's on bad order, then the text box for the phone call won't show up. If I'm on the good order, it will show up. So if I exit, it shows up. So I'm on the good order. Normally during runs, we want it to be the bad order during the wait because we save and then wait. So when we load, it's going to be on the opposite order of what it currently is during the wait. So if it's on bad order, if there is no text box here, then when we load, then it's going to be good order. So that's kind of what we're hoping for. But since this save is like designed for practice, it is already on good order. So if I load this again, it's still going to be on good order, because the order change only takes effect when you load the save that you made. So yeah, that's how that works. All right, so why would you even want to do this? What's the point of all this? Well, you can do some interesting things if you start Vigilante and Taxi Driver missions using Trial by Dirt. So Vigilante has 12 levels, and if you start Vigilante with 12 or 13 instances of Trial by Dirt, it depends because of weird stuff that happens, then you actually pass all the levels, or all 12 levels, and then, well, not all 12 levels. There's more than 12 levels, but the 12 levels you need for completion. You just do it immediately. The instances kind of carry over to the side mission that you start in this case. That doesn't always happen, but that's how it works in this case. So it's really fast. Even if Taxi Driver wasn't also able to be used with the same waiting time replay, it would still be faster, I think. So let me show you. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then cancel so that you can start Vigilante during it, and then start the mission. And the game crashed. So that's the thing that happens, unfortunately. Which is why you might see the game crash, but it's a gamble that we have to take. Alright, let's try it again. Woohoo! As you can see, I have 100 armor, and a text box appeared in the top left to tell me about the reward for completing level 12. But that disappeared quite quickly, because I had to cancel Vigilante right after that. Otherwise, there's a risk of the game crashing even if you pass. So yeah, it's quite a risky strat, but it is quite fast if you get it. So after that, you get back on the bike and you do 50 more dupes. And that is for Taxi Driver. Let me show you. You can't do all 100 fares at once, because if you try to do that, then the game's going to crash at 60 or 70 something dupes. So you have to break it up into at least 2 different sessions of duping for Taxi Driver. Alright, so that's 50. And then what I do is I leave the marker, cancel the rampage like that with an F3. And then I have a taxi saved in the garage here from earlier, set up just for this. And I pressed F3 twice because F3 kind of restarts your replay cache. So if I press F1, it'll start there now. It's convenient because you can pick up the save icon in replays and teleport back here if you're in downtown. And that's very useful here. So get in the taxi, start Taxi Driver before the timer runs out on the bottom there. 15-second timer off on the dirt bike. And the reason why there's a fare here is because there's an interesting side effect to starting Taxi Driver with Trial by Dirt. And that is that it skips some part of the code that kind of resets what the destination is. So if I start Taxi Driver now and I pick up a fare, that's the airport. Downtown ammunition. Okay, this is one that works. It's close by to the whole setup thing, so it's fast. And furthermore, only a few destinations actually work for this. So, like if I got the stadium in downtown, that wouldn't actually work. There's a technical explanation for it somewhere. I'll probably show it on the video or link it in the description. But yeah, essentially there's 2 desirable destinations for this in 100% speedruns, and those are the hospital and ammunition downtown, because those 2 are very close to the action. There are a couple of others that work downtown. Oh, these Asians are mad at me, so I blew their factory up. Like the Hal and Pete's Bike Emporium works, and the police station works, but they're quite slow, so they're considered undesirable for higher level runs. So when I start Taxi Driver with Trial by Dirt now, the marker will show up at ammunition, even though I didn't pick anyone up, which is convenient because you can't actually, it's kind of hard to find a fares. Like, this is a very glitched version of Taxi Driver, so it's convenient that you can just start it and like deliver these invisible fares. So yeah, that works. Oh no, I found Taxi Driver. But yeah, that's why quote-unquote fare manipulation is done earlier in the run, either right before the waiting time or during Sunshine Autos, when you're like driving to different parts of the area around Sunshine Autos to find different types of cars. If you find a taxi, you can try to get a fare. There is also one catch. You can't be in downtown when you're trying to get a downtown fare. The way Taxi Driver works is you can get fares anywhere on the island that you're on, I think. except for the district that you're in. So you can't be in downtown. You won't get any downtown fares. So with all that out of the way, stop at the marker. Boom, 50. You would go back. You can save in between sets just to be safe. And then you'd go back and do 50 more dupes of Trial by Dirt and complete all 100 fares. So yeah, that's basically how we skip Taxi Driver. It can be quite nerve-wracking, but it's much better than the RNG of normal Taxi Driver. You can dupe Taxi Driver, but that's not much better, I will say. So in lieu of a Taxi Instapass, which would be very nice, we do this. So yeah, hope that answers all your questions. Thanks for watching.